you know, I was wanting to listen to her. I'm like, she's pretty quiet, and then you fiddle around a little bit, and you find out that you know she's not quite. She's more like what you're saying, not quite as quiet as meets the eye. But when you can get them to bend their ribs in that relaxed rein, that's why it's truly a recovery strategy. Gets them to breathe, and that's why it's also important to do a little cantering, because that cantering, when they're moving their feet that much, they got to breathe. Difference for her. That would be my recommendation. So yeah, tell me. First of all, what's your impressions of that session, and anything you what do you agree with, what do you disagree with?
It was great. I learned a little bit more about her sensitivity to pressure and her claustrophobic.
Definitely.
Um,
Do you feel like you'll be able to get your confidence back with her again if she had some professional rides?
I believe so.
Every now and then? Yeah, especially if you could go ride her there with them a little bit.
Yeah, with some guidance. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Super. And again, it doesn't mean you have to canter her under saddle. You can walk trot.
Do anything.
Yeah, you were just showing me a picture, and he was pretty underweight when you first got him. He looks, you wouldn't even almost recognize him looking at him now. But he was how old when he got him?
Approximately 6.
He was 6. So he's 8 now. Okay, so he might have bulked up a little bit in that time, anyways.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
okay.
And so.
So how did the trail riding go when you?
It went
took
well.
control riding?
We cantered a little bit. We just did whatever. Since part of that, so I'm terrible at talking on the fly. So what you reminded me was that I had kind of come across that decision too, was that it was communication.
But at the same time, I want to have a little bit higher levels of tolerance where if you just switch your girth, if that's all it takes for him to decide he's going to buck, there's probably more to the story there, is what I'm getting at, than just that. And the other two, but I want to be their leader first. And, you know, you'd be amazed at how upset you can get with people on Facebook or YouTube by just saying horses need a leader. To me, I've had really good examples of leaders in my life, just as a person. And I'm going to have you just move him around a little bit on the ground, and I just kind of want to see how you and him interact, and we'll go from there.
Right, sounds good.
We can read each other's kind of feeling, like there's an energy or a vibe. All right, Kelly, I think I've seen what I needed to see. So, you know, reins, whatever you're using on their head, the farrier you're working on them, the vet. So almost any wreck that you've ever seen happen with a horse, it's almost always caused from steady pressure or a failure to yield to steady pressure. Okay? Hey, you caught me. You know, it's a game. And the game that he's learning is when he acts like a prey animal, I won't give him relief from whatever's scaring him. When he switches, first saddle him, so I'll do it up kind of slow. I'm all about getting to their mind and building a connection. But when it's this hot out, we're just going to be sweating even just standing around. Well, he seems to be packing that saddle around pretty good. I also like with a horse that likes to buck with a saddle, I like to send him over some obstacles. So we got a couple here in the arena that work pretty well. Very good. So that tells me we got to do more things with steady pressure to get him comfortable. That's the horse doing the same pattern, the same thing. Is if they're holding that horse back with the reins a little bit and you have a horse that already is feeling a little tight, that's going to amplify that situation. You're nodding your head. Does that resonate with you? That could happen? Okay. So we've kind of got him accepting the saddle a little bit. Didn't take too much, but just by putting that saddle on him, got him a little bothered. So now I'm going to go ahead and get my lariat rope out here in a second.